resort now. Its renovations are amazing. Times sure have changed. They looked at me like I was crazy when I handed them my church bulletin and asked for free French fries.
Oh my gosh, you didn't. How embarrassing. You actually asked for the free fries? They don't do that anymore.
No harm in trying.
And some things don't change. Look at all that ketchup you're using. You're 41 years old.
It takes me back to my youth. Ketchup's good for me. Besides, ketchup is a vegetable.
Check out these old Good Shepherd photos I found.
Unreal. You look kind of freaky.
Speak for yourself, brother. You look like Carrot Top with a buzz cut.
They surely have been fun.
Guys, thanks for showing up to help plan our mission trip to Juarez, Mexico. Folks, they were so grateful and wanted us to come back.
Harriet, isn't in addition to helping them build houses, we're going to help them start a school?
That's right, Spanky. Hey team, we need to begin our campaign at church to collect school supplies and money for our trip.
Well, they could also go ahead and help out supporting by buying a new church. Oh, wait, sorry.
Well, I've mowed more lawns and babysat more kids than there are kids and lawns in the world.
That's good, Spanky. Everyone's trying hard. Let's start with all the items around.
Karen, these pictures are unreal. Reminds me about what an outstanding youth group we had back in the day. You know, when I think about it, I think the youth today have gone astray. They're not committed. They're too locked into their Wii, video games, and those baggy pants. They're focused on themselves. Immature. And the way they dress,
You probably own and play more video games than any youth does today. The youth in my church in Hickory do all the things we used to do and more. And their ketchup, I bet none of them do ketchup like you do.
can't you give me a break about the ketchup? Remember, I was our first youth group president. I was even elected as the first president of the North Carolina Lutheran Synods Youth Organization. I was impressive back then.
That's probably because the youth group at Good Shepherd only had about 3 members in it.
No way, we had some of the most outstanding youth in the history of Good Shepherd.
Scott, we were the history. Remember, the church was only about a year old back then.
We were awesome. We were pioneers. We set up the chairs every Sunday. We folded bulletins.
Some things never change. Look at these guys.
Come on, guys, sit down. We were just talking about our old youth group at times back in the day. Look at some of these pictures Karen has.
Actually, Scott was remembering his greatness and maturity. Remember how they called him Opie?
Man, I hated that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Opie. We had some awesome times back then. Remember when you rode your bike with the youth group all the way from Raleigh up to Purdue University? That nobody can do that nowadays. We all rode the bus.
Yeah, but nothing's the same today. I've heard the youth today just add to the world's obesity problems by eating all of this junk food. Like they sit around talking their cell phones and eat.
Now I'm sure they do as much as they ever did, maybe even more than we did. I know in my church back in Charlotte, the youth do all kinds of awesome, amazing things. Do you guys remember when we went to the retirement home and Eric Tucker said a prayer during the worship service? And he actually prayed for all the pregnant ladies there that day.
I remember that. When he
counselors Lutheridge ever had the summer that we worked there.
Dude.
That's not what we heard.
And how about when we could lift all those chairs we'd set up in Jeffrey's Grove School gym every Sunday? They're not the little whippy plastic chairs the church has now. I bet the youth today don't even have to lift one of those chairs, even if they could. Why, back in the day, I believe I could have lifted 10 of those metal chairs. I probably still could.
Oh, me too. I believe I could lift about 15.
I think I could lift 25.
Please.
They sure have good coffee here, don't you know? They sure do.
You guys are outrageous. How do you even know what you do today? Actually, you're kind of old.
What?
Hey, Opie. Take a look at that kid over there. He looks a lot like you did back in the day. In fact, looking at him now, reminded me, there's no way you could have lifted 10 of those metal chairs.
Excuse me, but we couldn't help overhearing your comments about youth today, and in particular church youth groups. We'd like to tell you something about our youth group, if you don't mind. We want you to know that we are strong, involved, and active, probably like you are. We'd like to show you what we're working on.
Now what's so funny?
Sorry, buddy, we can't help it. It's just you look just like you did back in the day. Do you remember a TV character named Opie?
No, I've never heard of Opie, and no one's ever told me that to right this minute.
Well, Opie was a very famous TV dude on the Andy Griffith Show. But I didn't appreciate anyone calling me Opie, even though I did kind of look like him, and even though you and me and Opie kind of look alike.
Well, I don't think Stinky here enjoys the comparison either.
Oh, come on, kid. Can't you take a joke? This is what they used to do to me back in youth group. I got strong lifting all those chairs at Good Shepherd.
Have you heard of E.G.?
BG? The Bee Gees? Of course I've heard of the Bee Gees. One of the most famous rock groups of all time.
No, not the Bee Gees. I mean the BG. He's a member at our church, and he's going to be here soon.
BG is not to be messed with, and neither are we.
After Scott's been lifting all those chairs, he thinks he can do anything.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on here?
These guys claimed they used to go to Good Shepherd and how they could lift anything just because they carried a bunch of chairs around 25 years ago. That guy has been messing with Spanky and tossing him around.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. I can explain everything. See, Opie and I here.
Well, maybe you should explain to me outside!
So much for him. I'd like to see what you guys are doing over at Good Shepherd. I hear you now have a cookbook for sale. Old Opie there just got a little carried away remembering old times.
You can say that again. Literally.